1.
Alright.
And we are ready to go with Cuphead with Fruity Waffles.
Alrighty, hello, welcome. I'm Fruity Waffles. I've been running this game for about 6 or 8 months, something around there. Now, before I get started, there's a few things I want to talk about with the run. There is going to be a lot of talking because there's a lot to do with each individual phase. And yeah, I'll try my best to fit some donations in as well. Basically, this run's going to be played on the 1.1 patch of the game. Not the current patch and not the oldest patch. We're right in the middle. So that means the weapon swap glitch has been patched out. The weapon swap glitch, of course, being the roundabout and lobber weapons. You just spam weapon swap and you're effectively shooting 2 weapons at the same time. The biggest optimization you'll be seeing is I'm going to be shooting lobber EXs, which is just like the stronger move of each weapon, at the ground next to a boss to do double damage. And then you're also going to be seeing me do weapon swaps whenever I'm shooting an EX, and that's called a Calva swap, discovered by the runner Calva. And that's just, normally when you shoot an EX, you'll stop shooting your regular bullets. So swapping at the right time will allow you to keep shooting your regular bullets as well as the EX. So just a small optimization there. And without further ado, I think I'm good to go. So do I do a countdown here? Countdown for the stream, or?
Yep, go ahead and do a countdown.
Alrighty, just 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. And you'll see, choice of Mugman because Mugman is bad and he's only added in the 1.2 version of the game. Are there any donations right off the bat, or no?
So we are still processing donations, but if you want, I can talk about some of our partners.
Okay, yeah, I think there's a bit of time in between Follies. Follies is a bit of a dead point.
All right. So I do want to give a shout out to the Baguette restream. Midwest Speedfest 2020 is being restreamed in French by our friends over at Baguette Restream. They've been working with us for many marathons in a row, and we always appreciate their support. You can find the French restream at twitch.tv/Baguette Restream.
Alright, now starting off with Follies, the pink parry spike balls and the small Goopy enemies are on global timers, so you can usually tell how fast you're going by what cycle you're on, and then the rest of the enemies are pretty random. And optimal movement, of course, being to dash, jump, and dash again. Now, hopefully I can get this clip here. Oh, I missed it. I'm just not going to bother. Yeah, you can clip through the bottom of that cliff there and skip fighting that acorn machine. It saves about 4 seconds, but you, of course, need to take damage boosts, and it's not always worth it. And when Follies is done, we need the 5 coins to buy Lobber and Spread. Of course, those being the best 2 weapons, Spread having the most damage overall, and Lobber having broken EXs because of good old double damage. Now, it's going to be sort of a smaller glitch, as long as I get it, where I'm going to be closing the shop and buying the weapon at the same time. That's just called the shop glitch. Let's see. There we go. And then just mash to buy the second weapon, quick equip, and on to the first boss. There we go. And Root Pack right off the bat will do a nice job of showing off how we want to do damage in the game. For some reason, I have to walk back there and stagger my damage a little bit because the potato is invincible for the first second of the fight for some strange reason. Now this right here, what I'm doing, it's called a lobber trap, and it's essentially just setting up a bunch of lobbers here to bounce and do an instant chunk of the boss's health. And right there, I actually got 2 triple damage lobbers, or sorry, 1 triple damage lobber, because not only did the lobber explode on the ground next to the boss, but it also hit the boss's hitbox as well. And using the splash of the lobber EX to deal with these mini carrots, and first boss down. Not too big of a deal. And coming up next is the first tough boss of the run. We're already getting started on the pain train. You got Ribby and Croaks. Now, what I'm going to be doing is getting right up to their toes and hitting both of their hitboxes. For the first phase, I'm only going to be doing damage to one of them, but I'll be gaining cards, which will let me use my EXs off of both of them. So you're going to see my card charge go up really fast. and then once the HP loops, I'm going to be damaging both frogs. So that means I'll be doing quad damage levels. And that's going to allow me to... Ah, I got flies here. This is an unfortunate pattern. I'm going to be going for a couple damage boosts here to try and get this super skip. I'm going to be not only skipping the second phase, but also part of the second phase transition, ideally. Let's see what happens. Get to hang out in the hitboxes a little bit, and then get out. And let's see. Yep, there we go. So, yeah, that allows me... We're not going to see the second phase. We never see the second phase. And that actually saves about 8 seconds over not getting the super skip, but I'm of course left with 1 HP for this, so if I die and I get flies again, I'll just be done for the regular skip. Now you're going to see me inch forward into the triple spot. Oops. Easy pattern to deal with these tigers. And there we go. That can be sketchy always on 1 health, because restarting the fight over is very unfortunate. But fortunately, I got the easiest pattern. Tigers goes from the hardest casual pattern to the easiest speedrun pattern, just because there's a simple way to stall your jumps in the air with an EX, and you can dodge them pretty freely. And up next is Goopy, who is one of the easiest, if not the easiest, casual boss, but he's surprisingly tricky to optimize, because he's always going to be jumping away from me. So what I'm going to want to do is swap to Lobber as he's jumping and stay up close with spread. And do a couple of damage boosts to keep up spread damage. And of course jumping underneath him for risky damage, but good damage. And that's not a great pattern, but... Oh, jeez. Yeah, he shouldn't have done that second jump there, but my damage sucked. So, second phase, same thing. He's just going to keep jumping. I'm going to do damage boost just to keep up my spread damage. And... transition. 4 easy EXs. And... done. Gravestone makes a lot more sense when he's already dead. And a common question I get in this run, actually, is how come I'm not doing any parries? Because the parries normally get you, or sorry, the parries always get you a card for your EXs. But essentially the way the parries work in this game is they freeze the screen for 0.16 seconds. But not only that, in the scorecard, going from 0 out of 3 parries to 1 out of 3 parries will cost 0.8 seconds. So the first parry needs to do enough damage to make up for 0.96 seconds of screen lag and scorecard, and then the second parry needs to make up for 1.12 seconds, and so on and so forth. Coming into Hilda, there's first really, really scary boss of this run, because I'm going to be taking 2 damage boosts to show off how the EXs work in plane mode. And I did a cool little strat there where I held back damage in order to spawn that parry. Ooh, okay, that was a little bit of early damage boost. But yeah, you're seeing the EX essentially works in chomps, or we call it ticks. Ooh, just barely caught my parry. And when she's moving from left to right, the EX is ticking all along in her hitbox. So you can get 9 or 10 ticks, I want to say, for this EX, as opposed to the usual like 4 or 5 that you can get on these boss levels. Ideally 4 or 5. And okay, yeah, that wheel pattern can be a little scary. And yep, can't get that parry unfortunately because of the tornado. And she's actually not taking damage here, but you'd still gain cards, so there's no reason to stop shooting. It always pains me to see people use EXs in that phase because they just don't know that they're not damaging her. And here, what I'm going to be attempting to do, and I'm doing okay on it, actually, surprisingly, is I'm getting the EX stuck on the hitbox of the UFO and on Hilda, and it's kind of staying there on her hitbox and doing a couple of extra ticks. And what that's called is called clips. Oh my goodness, a 106. That's a really good fight. Wow. I don't normally get fights that good in my runs. And next up is Cagney, last boss of Isle 1. Can be easy, can suck, depending on what he does. We don't want to see Seeds. Seeds is always bad. We want to see him do what's called a lunge, or I like to call it Extendy Boy. I don't really know why. That's just what I settled on, and that's what I stuck with. So, let's see. Yeah, this fight becomes so much easier with Lobber, because you just sit there and aim up right. Ooh, there's one. Okay. Another one is perfect. But we can still get him before he does Seeds. Okay, only one. Let's see what happens here. We want to see 3 attacks out of this. Alright. Should be getting it here. Oh, okay. Didn't get it, but we won the coin flip, fortunately. And we're not going to see seeds because he's just going to transition to the last phase. So let's see what's going to happen here. Yeah, let's go for it. Okay, I still had plenty of leeway. So because I'm not getting any double damage lobbers there, spready X's are actually better to go for. But you have to jump in and damage boost. So fortunately, Cagney was very kind to me. But normally in runs, he's not. And now's a short little cutscene, so if there's time for 1 or 2 donations, there are any.
I have a $20 donation from Belial13, donating for that sweet hat.
Yeah, he's one of the runners in the community. Now, unfortunately, that's it for the break in the action, because next up is Baroness. She has 5 minions that she can spawn at you, and she'll only do 3 of them. Some of them are nice to see in certain points. We definitely don't want to see Waffle first, though. Kind of ironic. Unfortunately, though, there's no fruit on the waffle. It's just a plain old waffle. Let's see. Okay, this is a fast one, but... Okay. Yeah, the candy corn's scary because I take a damage boost in order to keep up good damage. Now, we want to see Waffle or a Cupcake. Okay, this is a nice safe one. Nice quick kill. And, of course, setting up lobber traps with an EX to hit a double. Okay, that's a really safe pattern. I never mind seeing that. Whoa. Yeah, she'll spawn little jelly beans. Yeah, Jawbreaker 3rd is nice because it allows us to get a nice juicy lobber trap for this last phase and take her up before she throws the head. Oh, this is a little scary. Okay. Yeah, see, something fun that happened there is I got what's called jump locked. And what that is if you press jump, the frame you hit the ground... Ooh, 41 Baroness, that's nice. If you press jump, the frame you hit the ground, you don't jump. For some reason, and then when your next jump, it has a parry animation, so that's how you know you got jump locked. And the parry actually doesn't parry anything, but the biggest thing is that if you jump frame perfectly, you don't get your jump, and that's what happened there, and that's actually one of the worst spots in the entire game to get jump locked. And picking up the mini bombs is actually going to allow for a cool trick called Luigi swapping, and you're going to see me swap to keyboard in the bottom left hand of the screen. We'll see right arrow. And essentially the way Luigi swaps work is it's similar to a Calva swap, but it's for the playing levels. And it's frame perfect, unlike Calva swaps, which you have a pretty wide window. Now, unfortunately, Wally gave me a really trolly pattern, but I can still weave in and out between the eggs and the birds. Now, ooh, that's a bit of a low transition. Now, I'm going to have to stay back a little bit in order to not get hit by these birds. Oh, dang, that sucks. Okay, all that's going to do is prevent me from taking a damage boost here. Okay, yeah, easy dodges, no big deal. And yeah, I'm just going to play this a little safe. I should be able to kill him before these eggs close in. Oh my goodness. And a quick pause buffer to bring in the last phase quicker. And alright, that's good RNG. Or decent RNG, I should say. Nice safe RNG. He'll do either that heart attack or spit this garbage first. And the garbage allows you to kill him before he does the heart attack. And the heart attack is bad because he goes invincible, but you can still damage his heart, so it's not too big of a deal. Yeah, I got a little trolled all throughout that Wally fight, so... But, better than not dying. And leading up into Jimmy, another plane level. One people struggle. People tend to struggle a lot with these plane levels, and I totally get that. Jimmy's sort of an auto-scroller, like, he's the closest thing we get to an auto-scroller in this game. First phase is simple enough, just sit here, blast them with Luigi swap EXs, and try not to get hit. Get parries wherever you can, but the interesting optimization comes in the second phase, where there's going to be little pillars with openings that you have to kill. Okay, good, we got swords. That's always nice to see. Nice, easy pattern, but it's looking like I'm not going to get a parry, which is not a big deal. Yeah, these swords are, the pillars, rather, take 5 bullets, or 6 bullets for a mini-bomb. But if we do 5 bullets and then a mini-bomb, and dodge the saws, then that actually optimizes all of that damage. And sorry, it's hard to talk and focus at the same time. And you actually want to see doubles. What I'm going to do here is shoot a mini-bomb and then swap off so my cooldown is almost refreshed. Do a Luigi swap there to fully refresh it, and then shoot a mini-bomb there. That's another optimization that you see me do, is I'm going to swap on the mini bomb whenever I have any downtime to allow me to do a quick mini bomb. And then just bait this, stay away from the puppet, get up close. Ah, missed that parry. He can do a really trolly delay on that parry. And that puppet phase is down, easy enough. Refresh the mini bomb cooldown, and then get up nice and close and lay into him with the Ouija swaps. Easy enough fight. And I think I may have actually gotten an A+ on that one. Maybe not, because no, I didn't get all the parries. Yeah, it's always kind of fun to see the A+. But unfortunately, the parries weren't kind to me. And coming up here, we've got Beppy, who I've given myself 3 tries to pull off the hardest trick in the run. Essentially what I'm going to be doing is damaging him in a very particular way in the first phase to get him as close to the second phase transition as I can, wait for him to do his next attack, and then try and do enough damage to kill the second phase before it even starts and get him locked in that phase. So we'll see how it goes. It's a decent opening pattern. Unfortunately, you can get a parry duck, and we call him Skippy, because it helps us with the skip. Good pattern so far. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if that EX hit. Oh, I just barely missed it. Okay, I'm going to retry. Even though this is a really good run, I'm sure I'm going to die at some point. I'd really like to show this skip off. Ooh, getting a little close. Let's see. I want to hold back damage a little bit so I don't transition. That's not a good pattern. Dang. Alright, one more try. If I don't get it, I'll just keep moving. Unfortunately, I'm not getting the greatest patterns. This is an alright one. Hopefully I don't transition. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm just going to keep going on the fight. Yeah, unfortunately. So what's going to happen, what would have happened, rather, is he'd get locked in this phase right here. And, you know, past this, he would just keep going, and we wouldn't have to deal with any of these annoying transitions. I'm actually going to take 2 hits here. Just because I don't feel like dodging. And then leading into the last phase, this is actually one of the phases that gets a lot easier when you're speedrunning the game. One, if you're not doing it, but also, 2, just because it's really quick if you're optimizing damage. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get a very good lava trap, because I have to deal with this cart here. But some quick spready X's, as long as I don't drop down. One more spready X, and there we go. Yeah, unfortunately, no Beppy skip. That's a really fun one to get, but I promised I'd give myself 3 tries, and yeah. It ends up saving anywhere between 15 and 20 seconds. Depending on how the phase goes. But that second phase can get really scary because you have to deal with the cart and the balloon dogs. And the balloon dogs can really screw you over. And last boss of Battle 2 is going to be Grim. I'm going to be playing this fight essentially in a flowchart. I want to use 5 EXs anywhere between the first and third phase transition. And then by the time I get my 6th card, that's when the transition will actually be happening. And then I want to save all my HP until the very end, where I will hopefully be jumping into Grim's hitbox and doing a bunch of damage with spready X's, because... Whoa! Okay, well, that's not going to be happening. But that's okay, because now I'm just going to be playing this fight a lot simpler. Oh, okay, maybe not. Oh, this isn't great, but I'm still going to try and get the fight here. Because unfortunately the clouds are bringing you towards Grim, which is not where you really want to be. And these little fireballs are going to try and hit me. Whoa, okay. And I'm not getting enough clouds to help me get down and damage the hitbox there. And now this is the scary phase. I have to dodge these fireballs. That split when you shoot them. Actually, this is nice. You want to see this attack as soon as possible. Because those fireballs are a lot harder to dodge than that fire beam. Yeah, that lasted a little longer than it would have if I had 3 HP, but the damage boost is really scary. but also looks cool, so it would have been fun to show off. Now there's another short little cutscene, so if there's any more donations, now would be a good time. Could probably fit in one or two.
So I do want to check in on some of our goals. We do have $40 now towards Zelda Breath of the Wild, but again, we still have $1,000 to go on that one. We also are halfway at dropping the stick for Undertale.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, we definitely want to see that Breath of the Wild run. That's a really cool run. Now, coming up, another big RNG point is Rumor Honeybottoms. At any point past the first phase, she can have a random assortment of platforms from this stage missing. Similar to Grim, but even worse. So, hopefully this guy doesn't stop early. The oi 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 bee. And actually, I might not get this quick kill, because my damage sucked a little bit. Yeah, no. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to retry, because I really like to have full HP. Yeah, the second and... Oh, okay, that was close. We're fine, though. Oh, geez, still didn't even get that. My damage really sucked there. Yeah, you want to kill him before he turns around, because then he leaves to the right. And you kind of just have to sit here in sadness. But this is where the fun starts. Okay, this means I'm getting either triangles or orbs. Let's see... Okay, yeah, it's orbs. So this attack sucks, because the orbs track you. And... Okay, there we go. Decent damage there. What we want to see is some form of a 2-cycle. And that's probably not going to happen. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Yeah, I gotta play this safe. I'm not going to get the 2-cycle anyway. Okay. Now, normally you can kill her before she even starts this transition. And, yeah, there we go. You can kill her before she starts that phase transition, but it's really tricky. Because you need, not perfect platforms, but you need to not get completely screwed over by platforms. And yeah, it usually doesn't work out. But she can do the triangles first, which is actually the overall easiest pattern, because then she goes into the middle, which is a really long one, and you can get a nice easy 2-cycle on her. She goes to the middle first, then you kill her, or you do enough damage to... Oops, we're going to ignore that. Nothing happened. You kill her before she... finishes that book transition for the overall fastest kill. Now, Dr. Cal is probably the bane of every casual player's existence. Just want to track the antenna with the machine gun, hit both hitboxes here with the bomb. I actually missed one because I shot a bomb between both hitboxes, and I have to hold back damage a little bit in order to spawn this parry. And hopefully we get a magnet hand. Okay, yeah. Oh, nope. Yeah, this is the harder attack to dodge because it goes right across the middle of the screen. Okay, and we're gonna move one mini bomb here, one mini bomb here, refresh the cooldown, another mini bomb here. There's some nice little optimization. Ah, red gem too. This is definitely the worst gem. And yeah, nice little bullet hell. And it looks like I'm not gonna get any parries, which is unfortunate. Come on, at least one. Come on. I'm not even gonna get one. Oh well. We just have damage boost to make up for the lack of parries. Yeah, Cal's a bit of an odd one. Because that first phase deals with cycles and delays. 56 is still a solid fight, considering I got no parries in that third phase. You can damage boost to get through the walls faster, to avoid less of your shots getting eaten up, but it can always be sketchy going for a damage boost on that fight. Because the gems can always catch you off guard. Sally is probably the most basic out of all the Isle 3 bosses. There's not much that can be done sometimes with the pattern she gives. Okay, that was one of the ones. Her accuracy sucks with those dive bombs sometimes. Sometimes she'll land right on the lava trap, but oftentimes she won't. Okay, that was a bit of a trolly pattern, but if this fan moves, I'm going to try and get into a triple spot. There we go. I think I'm back one. That sucks. Yeah, she's actually invincible there. This is a nice pattern to see, though. You always want to see that umbrella. Because then you can get some nice double damage lobbers, and she transitions a lot quicker. And I actually got a top of the screen kill, so that means she flies off even quicker. So big wave's nice here. Hit her with an EX on the way up to potentially set up for a quick kill. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. Yeah, not quite. But still a nice kill. Yeah, you can kill her before she is even starting to move to the right. But it's tricky to do. It involves a little bit of a different setup than I used there. So overall, that was an alright fight. She gave me a pretty bad phase 1 pattern. But the best thing you can do there is just jump as she jumps and track her as best you can. Coming up to a fun fight here in Werner. The first phase can suck or be an absolute breeze. We'll see. That's a common theme in this game. There's not a lot of big RNG points, just a lot of little things that can end up costing you a little bit of time. So we'll see how he is to me. We want to see a catapult, definitely not the tomato cannon. Of course. I'm going to play this a little safe. I got jump block there, actually. Okay, I got jump block again. Yeah, see, that's why we don't want to see cannon. Because it usually leads into a tomato gun. This is not good. Sorry. Usually leads into a catapult. And he can do a charge attack. This is where the fight gets really fun. You don't want to see a lower left gear. Oh, jeez. So that was a quad damage lobber. Let's see if I can get a few more of them here. Oh, I messed it up. So if you're pushing up against the cart, and when it's stationary, you shoot a lobber X down right. Okay, just had to dodge that there. If you shoot the lobber EX down right, when you're pushed up against the left side of the cart and it's stationary, it's going to hit the ground for double damage next to the boss, but also the cart for double damage next to the boss. So it's going to be doing 4 times damage. Unfortunately, I'm bad and I messed up a bunch of them. But that can end up, you can get up to 5 quad damage lobbers, and each of them saves a ton of time. Now, one of the big RNG things that I was talking about, Honey Bottoms is one of them, Briny Beard's also another. The first attack is always a gun with a pretty flowcharty pattern. 3 of the bullets are parryable, 1 of them is not, and there's going to be a random delay in between 1 of them. So, I need to focus here. 6 jump, stop. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and retry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I got the... Oh, jeez. Yeah, I got the non-parryable on the first bullet. That always sucks to see. But at least he's not doing another gun. This is always nice to see. This squid lasts for a while, and you get to just lay into him with damage, and you don't have to worry about getting hit. And let's see... Yeah, this is the one we didn't want to see. So there's actually the transition to the third phase. We're not damaging them, but we are building cards. That you can tell that by how the ship was going to shoot a cannonball, but it actually stopped. And a nice easy last phase with perfect lobber shots. And nice and clean. Yeah, you want to get some form of a 3-cycle there. It's easy to do on some patterns, it's harder to do on others. Water Doggos always sucks because it's a really slow pattern, but it's also kind of tough to keep up damage. Guns is usually quicker and you can get parries, but it's really, really hard to not get hit. And then that squid is always nice. Takes a while. You can kill the squid if you get a third and you get a transition. And then there's also a shark attack that will come at you from the left side of the screen, and you're safe if you stay to the right, so perfect. Now, Honey Bottoms, going back to keyboard here. In theory, this is a simple fight, but we'll see how she is with the pattern here on this first phase. I should be shooting. That may help with my damage. Okay, that's not a bad start. Hopefully she'll do the swordfish. Yes, that's good. Oh, I may want to dodge, yeah. Yeah, it's always good to see swordfish and not have the pufferfish. Perfect. Now, let's see. Alright, yellowfish. I need to be careful to dodge here. Ah, okay, never mind. This last phase is going to suck. But transition should happen here. Alright, yeah. So I'm going to have to get frozen. Normally when you're playing on controller... Normally when you're playing on controller, it's easy to mash out because you just do a quick circle input. This means I'm going to have to be with the eels and a freeze. Oh, jeez. Alright. Whew. Alright, I just need to focus here. Yeah, best thing to do is stay up in her face. And dodge the spikes. Because if you stay at the back, you'll get frozen, and that's hard to deal with the spike walls, the skull bubbles, and the reefs on the top and bottom of the screen. That was a stressful Calla. Normally she's not that bad, and of course it ended up costing me a lot of time. But overall, not a big deal. Because at least we didn't die. A late death there is painful. And coming into Phantom, hardest boss in the run. The more you try and optimize him, the harder it becomes. Because there's going to be, essentially we're standing on a railroad cart, and there's going to be pumpkins that drop bricks that parry the cart and move it back and forth. So the faster you clean up a phase, the more it throws off the cycle you're on. So I want to get up close, deal with these eyeballs. What we're going to be looking for is a one cycle. Ooh, okay, so I can go for a one cycle on the second phase with a cool little strat that I like to go for, where I'm going to hold back damage here. And then finish him off, nice. And then what that's going to allow me to do is that pumpkin would normally drop the parry brick on the left side. Oh, I just barely missed it, dang. He's probably one lava away. Yep, one lava away, that's a shame. Almost caught the one cycle, yeah. Yeah, normally would drop it on the... Oh, that's an unfortunate hit. Normally would drop it on the left side of the cart, but if you hold back damage, it'll drop it on the right side of the cart, giving me a lot more time to get that one cycle. Oh wow, I actually cleaned that up nicely. And this one should be done. Yeah, you can get a nice little, like, simultaneous kill on those two, if your damage is good enough. But it's a little tricky to pull off. And then, of course, we want another one cycle on this last phase. Now, I have a lot of cards and 2 HP, so I should be fine. Unfortunately, I'm missing a couple of lobbers. But as long as my EX is hit, there we go. Nice, easy one cycle. Now will be a good time for a quick donation, if there's one.
We have $25 from Ella Motas. Had to swing by for the free Enterprise Bid Wars. A little bit of vanity for the name choices.
Cool, yeah, thanks
Yes,
everyone
that
for all your
donation went
donations.
towards naming.
Oh, what, sorry?
That looks like that donation went towards naming one of the Final Fantasy characters.
Ah, cool. Yeah, unfortunately there's not a lot of downtime in this game, so sorry about that. And coming up King Dice, there's 3 sets of mini-bosses in each little area. We have to roll a die to get through all of the areas, and as long as I don't misroll, let's see what my hearts are here. Actually, I got no hearts, I'm going to retry here. I'd like at least one. Oh, not exit the map, that's... Okay, we're going to ignore that. Alright, going into King Dice for the first time. Nothing happened. Oh, geez, still no hearts. Is that the same pattern? I think that's the same pattern. Yeah, I really want at least one heart. Oh, geez, come on. Come on. It's a 1 in 3 chance for one heart. Okay, there we go. We got one. So yeah, route I'm going to be taking is 3, 5, 7. As long as I don't misroll. Cigar, Rabbit, and then Roulette Girl. Simple order. What that does over the old route, which was Cigar, Domino, and 8-Ball, is that actually saves a die roll. Which is about, I want to say 5 seconds. Actually, I may be too close. Oh, yeah, get into a nice little sweet spot. Don't get hit by the flames either way. Throw lobbers across the screen. And 3 lobber EXs to clean up Mr. Woozy. Easy breezy, Mr. Woozy. And coming up is the rabbit. His name is actually Hopkus Pocus, which I really appreciate. Just another simple 3 roll. And of course I got the slower roll. Yeah, the die can turn either way, so you have to react to whichever way the die is turning. It's not too bad once you're practiced at it, but of course anything can trip you up this late in the game. So let's see if he does the really scary thing. Yeah, just jump through the skull ring, it's not a big deal. Let's see. Oh, am I not gonna get a parry at all? Okay, that's not normally how that fight's supposed to look, but I kind of improv'd it and ended up getting a parry. Normally I would have killed him before that row of suits comes down, but me being dumb actually ended up getting me an extra parry for this fight here. So Piroleta is the big coin flip. If she spins in place, perfect. If she charges, then the run's if you're on PB pace, the run's probably dead. Ah, perfect, yes. Because if she spins in place, easy lobbers, just stand here, and then she'll do the charge. Which I'm going to be safe, and I'm going to take a parry here. Okay, I didn't need to, but it's always good to be safe. Yeah, if she does that charge first, it's just an absolute nightmare to try and hit her with EXs. And coming up into King Dice, it's just parrying along some cards, but of course, with 1 HP, everything is scary. Setting up a quick little lobber trap. And doing a quick roll there. Now, I'm going to be playing this safe. Should be dead soon, but I'm still going to play it safe. There we go. Alright. Not too bad of a King Dice. But it's always nice to play it safe in a marathon. And coming up, we got the final hurdle. Oh, fun little thing there, actually. I got 0 out of 3 on my HP bonus, so that also works the way a parry would with 0 out of 3. So that saves me 0.8 seconds. And coming up into the Devil, we got another fun coin flip. Basically, the last quad lobber of the run is back, and it's only in this first phase. It's something to do with the floor. I don't know exactly how it works, but there's only 2 attacks that you can hit these quad lobbers on. One is a nice dragon attack, which is super easy to deal with, and you get a few lobbers in. The other is a spider attack, which will constantly try and drop on you from off screen, and it just sucks. It really sucks. So let's see. Okay, we start off with a stick. That's not too bad. So I think that was a quad. It can be kind of tricky to hit sometimes. Usually you'd like to see, like, the most ideal pattern is seeing Snake third. Quick little EX there to dodge the ram clap. Ideally you want a few more cards to get a couple of quads in, but seeing Snake first is never a bad thing. Oh, jeez. Okay. Whew. Yeah. Quick little pause buffer to spawn in the last phase. And then an EX to cancel a little surprised animation. And that's a nice quick phase too. And this phase you're actually only able to damage the eyes, which can be tough. A little bit of help from the platforms there. And no biggie, tight dodges. And time is actually going to be coming up in a sec here once the Devil dies. And time. So that's it. I don't know if I explained everything well enough. There's a lot going on in each individual fight. 103 is actually quite solid there. And I didn't cover nearly all of this game. Like, I could talk about each boss for probably a solid half hour and still not cover everything. Like, there's so much that goes into this game, so much that goes into optimization. It's a really cool run. If anyone's interested in running this game, we have a community Discord that you can find on speedrun.com. And actually, there's also a tournament of races going on for this game in the 1.2 patch, the No Major Glitches category. That's happening at twitch.tv/gg_speedruns. So there's just a ton of matches all around. And there's also a tournament for a really cool game called The Messenger that's being hosted on the same channel. So if that interests anyone, then feel free to check that out. And I think that's pretty much it for this game. So I think I'll be good to hand it off to the next person.